Hola amigos y amigas. Javier here for Hum of the Earth, signing in once again from downtown Campeche, because we're beginning a new adventure. A new Campeche jungle adventure to find some hidden Mayan ruins that will not be easy to get to. The first step will be finding someone that can take us to the town of Acanmul. See a bunch of colectivos over there, so that could be a good place to start looking. So I think I'm finally at the right place here. Been waiting a few minutes. Should be a bus rin Hampolol on it. Not the only one taking this trip here. Disculpe, ¿conoce dónde es el camino para las ruinas?
Ah, ¿para Acanmul?
Sí.
Es hasta allá.
¿Directo?
Todo derecho, sí.
Ok.
Ándale.
Gracias.
Oye, pregunte, ¿no es la camioneta blanca?
Ajá.
Hay un señor que quiere su parcela por allá.
Ok.
Ya, pregunte.
Ok, gracias. Buen día. Alright, so that was pretty easy. The bus that we took here took us in one shot. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to at least have to take like 2 buses, or to maybe even have to walk a few kilometers to get to this town here of Chemblas. But the chicken bus network of Campeche continues to impress with its completeness. You can go to pretty much any small town that's within like 15 kilometers, it seems. That's pretty good. So apparently the trail starts up ahead. Should be some nice scenery and potentially some shoe destroying mud. And maybe even some clothes destroying mud, given that I have no grip on my shoes. But we'll see how it goes. A few looks at the architecture of Chemblas, or Chemblas actually. I've actually seen some older women wearing like Mayan type clothing here, so potentially a more traditional town here. Little shop there. And the muddiness begins. Big iguana there. I'm sure we'll see plenty today. Maybe even a jaguar. So what seemed to be a trail on Maps.me is actually more of a road. Some occasional water spots here where you have to do a detour. Watch out for venomous snakes, because there most certainly are some around here. So it's always a good idea to ask a second person for directions, because I was in fact, or we were going in fact in the wrong direction. Because this is a road and we're not actually on the trail. So I think he said I can go here, and this should take us to the actual trail. Phew, good thing I asked, because that would have been a pretty big detour. Probably would have ruined the whole day. Okay, and I think we're back on track, or on track for the first time. My Bolivian counterfeit Columbia hat makes a return to help me get less destroyed by the sun, which occasionally gets hidden by these clouds, which I'm very grateful for, because it is hot out here. Doesn't look good. There's a will, there's a way. Hopefully we are most of the way there. And we continue deeper into the jungle. If I stop moving for a second, the bugs will eat me alive. All right, so we've made it to an intersection of sorts here. Yeah, I have no idea. Doesn't look like this at all on Maps.me, or there's no intersection like this. But I would think it would be this way. But I don't have the greatest sense of direction, so go down this path for a little bit and retreat if we don't see anything. Let's play Find the Hidden Ruins. So I've been circling the area for like half an hour now, and this is basically my last option here. This little overgrown path where I'm probably getting some kind of new undiscovered poison ivy and potentially a snake bite, but we didn't come all this way to not find these ruins, so must push on. Well, that's something. I don't think this is what that we were looking for. Maybe it is, but at the very least, if we get to the top, you might be able to see the ruins of Acanmul. And as I should have been able to guess, the brush is a little too thick to see anything here. Although I do think that this is some kind of pyramid here or something that's been overgrown on, because there isn't really any other mounds and it's clearly a collection of rocks of some kind here. So I think this is a pyramid here, but I do know for a fact that there are some pyramids here that have been excavated. So let's find them. All right, so I found another possible pyramid here. So must be getting close. So I've been walking through the jungle for at least another half an hour. Nothing yet. There was a colorful snake that crossed the path right in front of me. It was at least half as scared of me as I was of it, so it ran away, or slithered away, I guess. So now I'm just heading back to where we started, basically, because I just don't want to get lost and yeah, end up sleeping out here for the night. Now I'm just praying I can run into someone and maybe pay them to show me where it is, if they know where it is, because yeah, it's not looking good. All right, this is the last Hail Mary here. Went back down the path to this divergent path I remember seeing earlier, and this is going to be our last try here, because getting tired. I'm out of water, and I don't know when the last bus is back to Campeche from these small towns here. So if this isn't it, fortunately gonna have to call it a day here, because yeah, can't win them all. Yeah, I knew these were going to be tough to find, because oh, there's a hill here, maybe a pyramid. This looks promising. Oh my god, we did it. Holy. Perseverance. I think we're finally on the right path here. Oh yes, we are. Oh man, wish I would have turned off here earlier, but we're here. Wow. I could cry. These are easily the hardest ruins I've ever had to find. Wow. These are some perfectly carved steps, carved in a puke Mayan architectural style. And some of these stones from the ruins were used to build the nearby church, as well as a nearby homes that have also since been abandoned. These ex-haciendas were huge estates that had a mansion and a farm that used slave labor from the locals to produce large quantities of textiles and other goods that would then get shipped to Europe. This was a common practice by colonizers or conquistadors, since it's much easier to take rocks that were already cut from somewhere else and then take them to build something else rather than carve the stones yourself. That's why this was a common practice of destroying Mayan architecture and using it for your own needs. Oh. Some kind of mill here. You had the machinery there and the chimney here. Pretty cool. The city of Acanmul would have been the closest city to Campeche, the other being Edzna. So this is the area that's been excavated. So this would have been the palace here. Just given that it's bigger than the other pyramids. I don't have a flashlight. Actually, I have my phone. Hopefully I won't be attacked by bats when I do this. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in there. I've pushed my luck enough for today. Yeah, so this particular site began construction in the 3rd and 4th century, but this city was at its height during the 6th to 9th century. It was situated near a river, which allowed it to become a center for trade and commerce, given that people move things around with boats. See here, the priest would have conducted ceremonies, most likely. Ceremonies such as sacrifices to allow the rain to come. This is how these priests could maintain their power, is that they figured out that in these seasons that we today call the North American summer, so from June to August and beyond was the rainy season, but if you were living back then and you didn't have a calendar, you didn't really keep track of time like that. So because they had a calendar, or they had track of time thanks to looking at the sun and the stars and stuff, they knew that the rain was coming, and they would timed the sacrifices before that, and then as promised the rain would come, and this would impress the people, who would then relinquish authority to these priests and the ruling party. Wow, pretty cool. As you might have guessed, there's no entry fee, and with no entry fee there's no signs to get here. So one of the reasons why there's no entrance fee here is because in the state of Campeche alone, there's over 1,000 discovered and partially excavated archaeological sites. And some were better preserved and larger than this one, such as the city of Acanmul, which is close to Guatemala, which I recently went to with some friends, and the video of that adventure is called Jungle Adventure in Campeche. And then the video, and there's a separate video of just Acanmul ruins. I'll be trying to remember to put those videos in the a link to them in the description below this video. And those 1,000 sites are the ones that are discovered. I mean, there could be twice as many or even more that are undiscovered, that just look like hills, but really there's pyramids underneath them or in the rubble, kind of. As things, the jungle overtakes them after they get abandoned. This one particularly is guessed to have been abandoned in the 13th century. A number of reasons why a place can be abandoned. If disease strikes through the village and they can't stop the disease with sacrifices or whatever type of rituals or potions, then they just deem that this area is not safe, and then they move on to the next place. When the Spaniards first came here, they came in really small quantities. It's unknown how big the Mayan civilization was. The estimates vary. Some say it was several million, and the majority were wiped out because of the disease. But the Mayan culture is still alive, especially here in Campeche. Like I mentioned earlier, saw some people in Mayan clothes in the town of Chemblas on the way here. So that's something I'm going to be working on, is the current state of Mayan culture, in a future video. Yeah, and I also have a video of the Edzna ruins, which are kind of the closest and biggest ruins to Campeche. It's also on the channel, as well as many other videos of the city of Campeche where I've been living in the last few months. There should be a link to that playlist called Mexico 2021 where you can see all those videos in the description for this video. This was my second time spending a while in Mexico. I was here about 3 years ago on a bicycle touring trip where I bicycled through the country. through western and central Mexico. Currently in this playlist, Mexico 21, I'm going through eastern Mexico, so Veracruz, Campeche, Yucatan, etc. And my first time in Mexico was part of a larger trip bicycling through Latin America. So from Canada through Latin America all the way down to Patagonia in Chile and Argentina, in southern Chile and Argentina. And again, all those videos are available in a playlist called Mexico. And I have playlists for all the other countries that I bicycled through in Latin America, and the countries that I bicycled through in Eastern Africa after Latin America. So from South Africa to Kenya. Then I flew to Europe, where I bicycled through Central and Eastern Europe, including the Balkans and Turkey. And all those videos from those adventures are available on this same YouTube channel, Hum of the Earth. If you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to see and do, I have that available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com, where you can click on the different locations and see the various blog posts and videos that I've made of those places. If you'd like to follow my continuing adventures through eastern Mexico and beyond, you can do so by clicking on the red subscribe button below the video and by clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Alright, so that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.